What you're about to see is my most treasured, sentimental, valued possession of all my years of collecting. 2 chairs from San Francisco's Winterland Arena. September 24th, 1985, this article appeared in the San Francisco Chronicle. I was at home, in my parents' home, in between Grateful Dead tour. I had just seen my 100th show at Chula Vista. Mom pulls the San Francisco Chronicle out and says, "Oh, look, honey, they're tearing down Winterland." And I dropped everything, literally was out of the house in 15 minutes. So as I walked from Post Street, where I parked my car, toward that side door to come in, Paul Kantner from the Jefferson Airplane was walking toward me. Paul probably read the same article that morning out in North Beach having his coffee, and he shot down there too. So we walk in together kind of like we were walking down the row at a wedding. And we took about 5 steps into Winterland, and there was a guy on a forklift pushing shit around. The place was a mess. We took some steps into the building, and he said, hey, who are you guys? And Paul looked up at me like this, and he goes, "Who are we?" Which was a kind of a psychedelic question, which I really, really liked, and he fit the moment. And I looked down at him, and I looked at the guy, and I said, "We are the collectors from the San Francisco Rock History Historical Museum Society." The guy goes, "All right, we'll put a hard hat on and be careful, there's shit everywhere." So Paul immediately headed to the backstage area where he was probably more comfortable and spent most of his time. Me, I headed out into the floor. Now, if you'd been to Winterland or you remember, the stage is here, full floor, and on the sides of the floor, going up about 5 rows, were chairs. These leather chairs with Northern California Humboldt redwood, leather seating, leather backing, and the sturdiest wood you'll ever know. These things weigh a shit ton. But I grabbed them immediately. They're stuck together. There's 2 of them. They're built together. These represent, rumbling, wonderful concerts. They represent the Last Waltz. They represent the Rolling Stones in there in 1972 with Stevie Wonder. That infamous Who show where Keith fell over his drums. If they could talk, huh? If they could talk. Along with the chairs are articles from the Chronicle that I saved over the years. So when I got there that day, I took a multitude of pictures. They're all right here. I got 45 pictures. The last one, of course, being Paul walking down the street with what he pulled out of there. I mean, they're pictures of the building just being from every angle in its deconstruction. These photos are also on a zip drive that I've got for you with all these articles, these original articles, also on the zip drive. As I went through the building with my shoes and a little small hammer I found in there, this is Winterland. The craziest part, it was a Planet of the Apes moment. I was in the building almost 7 years after the last show, 12/31/78 with Grateful Dead. When that show was over, they didn't do other small shows, they didn't do events, they didn't do shit in there. They shut it down. So I looked down on the floor, upstairs amongst the rubble, and I found this, a Happy New Year that some gal was wearing. So this was there on 12/31/78, as was everything else. But this is a tangible piece of the Grateful Dead's closing of Winterland. So anyway, I dare you. The only person I know who has these chairs, and he might be watching, is Rob Bleedstein from Sirius XM Radio. He's not letting them go. For me, they got to go. It's time for someone to enjoy them. It's hard to turn your head around and let go of what you brought in, but it's time, and I want to do that. Come and get these 2 chairs from a Winterland Arena, built in 1928, salvaged in 1985, with me since.